How long were you a slave?
5 years. My family was betrayed by my own brother.
Your brother is the pride of Rome. Defeat him, and you'll defeat an empire.
Stand and fight! Stand up now!
Hello, Jack.
Hello.
You are Ben-Hur now, and that is big.
Yeah.
So, are you aware of the magnitude of that character?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, first, you know, this is a story that's been around for 130 years. It was written by General Lew Wallace, the book, you know, Ben-Hur, Tale of the Christ. And it's been on stage, it's been on the big screen, it's been on TV, it's been, you know, reimagined so many times. And that really comes down to the beautiful work and the beautiful story that was written. You know, this is one of the big characters, like you said. It's one of the great characters. As an actor, you're always looking for great characters. And I was very aware of previous versions of this movie. And this was a completely separate entity. It was very much its own piece, its standalone movie, and felt like a reimagining of a beautiful story. And the character was so fresh and new and relatable for a modern audience, I found.
Is that true that you initially tried to get the part of Mesala?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, it's so funny. I would have thought they were going to go for some massive sort of Hollywood actor to play Ben-Hur, Judah, and then I went for Mesala. But you know, that's one of the reasons Timur wanted to cast me as Judah. Was he said your passion for Mesala needed to translate into the brothers. That you went up for Mesala and you felt very endeared to the role of Mesala was exactly how Judah would have felt about him. So I understood the character very well from the other side, which I thought was sort of a beautiful way of looking at it.
How long were you a slave?
5 years.
What is your name?
Ben-Hur.
How hard was to create something different and unique with a character that the most of people has in mind, thanks to Charlton Heston?
Well, you know, we found out very quickly that a lot of people haven't seen the 59 version. Like 80% of the people they'd asked hadn't actually seen it. I mean, it's one of the, you know, iconic roles and one of the iconic sort of moments in cinema. But my take on the character of Judah is very different. I mean, Charlton Heston was a man's man. He comes into it. It's this amazing story, but it's a rivalry. It's a story of revenge. Our story isn't so much that. What we're doing is we're coming into a sort of lost child who loses his brother early on and is in his bubble and doesn't relate to the atrocities that are happening around him until he's forced into it when his brother comes back and the betrayal that happens. But then it's a journey. And ours is a movie about redemption and about forgiveness and about hope and about love. And that's a very different message for the end of the movie and the journey that he goes on to find that.
The Roman Empire murdered your family and killed my son.
I will have my revenge.
In the arena, there is no law.
Go!
Racing is a blood sport. Defeat Rome. Start a revolution.
Why do you think it's important in this time to bring back a story as Ben-Hur?
Well, I feel like this is a very relevant story for today's world as much as it was 2,000 years ago. Because you turn on the TV and you're seeing all this hatred and animosity and anger that sort of, you know, reverberates throughout the world. Politically, religiously, just in general, you know. It's a very spooky time in the world. And this possibly gives us the opportunity to move past this fear and this anger, this sort of thing that consumes us every day, that's sort of instilled in us. This lets us see that there is a better way. There is a way, a positive way, a lighter way, a way of love and hope. You know, I think that's a very important message.
Should have stayed away.
You should have killed me.
I will.
Tell me about the race sequence. How much was you or a stunt double or CGI?
Or every time you see us with the horses, that's us up there. I know, it's pretty tough. We trained like vigorously for 3.5 odd months, and then we shot the chariot scene over about 3 months, on and off with first unit and second unit. But brutal every time. Yeah, we wanted to be on that. for an audience to relate to that scene, they need to believe we're on those chariots. And the only way to believe we're on those chariots is if we're actually on those chariots, riding with those horses. Because you don't fake that. You can't fake that. And it's very immersive. And if you want to go on that ride with Judah and Masala, you need to be in there with us. And Tima is a great director and sort of utilized so many different like forms of film, like how he was using different cameras, different styles. You know, it was very, it was an amazing thing to be a part of.
Should have stayed away.
You should have killed me.